Hi, I'm Winston. The local body elections are coming up. So I thought, why don't we just interview some of the candidates to see, why are they running and kind of who they are as people. All this week is going to be the Central Ward candidates, which is the most competitive ward in Christchurch. Today, Tuesday, is Hayley Guglietta. So enjoy getting to know these candidates. They're not, super hard questions, and they're, about 15 minutes long at the most. And be sure to vote in the local elections because the local elections are so important. Thanks for watching, and here's the interview. So I guess the first one, just tell me about yourself.
Um, my name is Hayley Guglietta. I am a 52-year-old woman who's lived in I was born in Christchurch. I lived in the Central Ward when I was a child. I went to primary school at St Mary's in Manchester Street. Mm, then I lived in Invercargill for a bit, and then I went to high school in Darfield, and then after that I came back and lived in the central city, and then since then I've been living in and around the ward. Post earthquakes, I have my own IT company. So I'm a telephone business technician by trade. But then post earthquakes, I had done my MBA just as the earthquakes happened. And I, I just, what happened to my community was pretty tragic. So I kind of just decided that I wanted to set my business up so I could work in my community. So I spent 5 years doing that. And then, yeah, I got involved in projects and I started looking at revitalizing our the red zone. I fought for the red zone to be turned into a regen plan. And I've also been advocating for our community because we had lost so much post earthquake. So I currently I'm the network manager for the Agana Takaro Network. I'm the chairperson of the Richmond Community Garden and Food Resilience Network. And I'm on the committee. I was on the committee of We Are Richmond, but I've stepped aside to run for the campaign because there's a bit of conflict there. Yeah. So yeah.
Like, why are you kind of running? Like your reasoning, I guess.
So I spent the last 12 years working at grassroots but also strategically and working with big stakeholders like government and the council on big projects. And I guess the last year I've kind of found that we've done a heap, but really disappointed by the relationship with council. Um, and also the representation that we currently have, in my view, has been pretty poor for us. So I just wanted to put my head in the ring and get in there and give our wards some, because I mean the central ward's real critical to the city. It's probably the most important. And I'm not dissing the other wards. I'm just saying that it's important because it's our central city. It's got a wide variety of stakeholders, not just the people that live here, but also the businesses and the centres of activities and the big things like the cathedral and the museum and all those places.
The Central Ward is probably one of the most competitive this election. So I guess why should people
Yeah.
pick you over the rest?
I guess because I'm out of all of the five candidates, I'm the only one that actually lives and works and is connected and involved in the ward. The rest of them don't actually, well, they live around it, but they don't live in it and they're not as heavily involved. It, that's a big point of difference. I'm fairly well known in parts of the ward for the advocacy I've done around intensification and developer contributions and ensuring that we have balanced intensification with green spaces and green infrastructure. Um, and yeah, so I've got a bit of a track record, I guess, for delivery and on projects and advocacy and things. So so I live, it's my home.
Hmm.
I'm passionate about it and I've got the right mix of skills to actually get around the table. I'm not just a planter of plants. I'm a business person. I've got financial acumen and strategic and I'm quite big picture as well. So
Yeah.
but
Um,
equally I can then get a spade out and plant a plant.
I guess okay, what is your like hobbies, things you do on your day off, I guess.
I don't have a day off. very often. But the thing is that what I do is I don't see it as work. So it's kind of like, yeah, what I do. I love being out. I love being out planting. I love being out amongst it with the community. I love running events and things. And yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So on my days off, you'll find me planting plants, most likely somewhere in a community space, or riding my bike, or out on the river. Mm,
Okay.
yeah,
What would you say is the best thing about Christchurch?
Christchurch. I Christchurch is just we have so much to offer, right? We've got the sea on one side, the mountains on the other, beautiful lakes in between, um, and then we've got the harbour and everything that that's got to offer. So yeah, it's unique in the terms of our landscape, really. Yeah. Mm. So
Okay.
yeah.
What do you think the main issues are and kind of maybe your, I guess, top priorities if you get elected?
Okay, so my priorities are intense, intensification, in making sure that we don't destroy our communities while we're intensifying, but equally, intensification is important, and we need people living in the city. So we need to find a way to actually do both, um, by intensifying, but also making sure we've got green spaces, making sure we don't destroy the pockets of communities that exist currently in the process. So that for me is probably number one, is intensification. And then the other things is ensuring that the communities actually have a voice at the table. So being connected to all of the communities in the ward, because they've all got different needs. Our ward is made up of quite unique and different communities, all with different needs. Um, and housing's a challenge, and it's not housing. We've stopped building enough social housing or repairing. I see so many social housing units that are boarded up and things. We need to figure out how we can unlock those, and that's the only way we're going to solve our homelessness problem and our housing issues. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and there's heaps of other things, but they're the key things for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Politics can be rough on people's mental health, especially local candidates. I guess what are ways you keep your mental health in check?
So I have a really good support team who have support me, and that's even prior to running. Um, the work I do is challenging, anyway, and especially, and also the online, the ability for people to actually abuse you and things online now easily is hard. It's really hard. So I've developed a pretty strong a strong, how do you say it, constitution, for criticism, because you just, if you're gonna put your head above the parapet, you've got to understand that you'll get criticized no matter what you do. It doesn't matter how well you do it. These people out there that just want to criticize. So you can't let that stop you from doing the work. So to balance that, I have my husband is super cool. He supports me, he feeds me, keeps me fueled, because there's a lot of work. Even without doing this, I am out most of the nights at meetings and and stuff. And my weekends are full of events and planting and things like that. So he barely sees me, but he keeps me fueled. And then I have a great team of supporters who've been there, done that, and really understand what it is that I'm doing. And so that's really helpful. They
Yeah.
keep me sane.
Yeah. Um, yeah,
Hmm.
local politics doesn't get the same media attention or even voter turnout. Um,
Mm.
why do you think that is? And what needs to be done to make more people vote in the local elections?
Yeah, it's really disappointing. Like the Central Ward is the second worst ward in the city, and for voter turnout. So yeah, what I've been trying to do is actually get people out voting and trying to give them a reason. And I think people just feel despondent and they feel like their vote doesn't count and it doesn't matter and they don't have a say. And I'm really keen to change that. I really would. I want people to understand that actually their vote does count and they do have a voice. And even if they can't, have the time, let me be the voice for them. Like tell me what it is that you want me advocate for, and I'll get in there and do it. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame really that people don't see how important our representation is for how they connect that to their day-to-day lives, really. Mm.
Mm. What's like one interesting fact about you?
I don't know. I'm a beekeeper.
Oh wow.
And I like to teach kids. I like to dress kids up in bee suits and get them into hives to show them how a beehive works.
Whoa, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess,
Mm.
and then just the last thing, if you could say anything directly to the voters, what would you say?
Vote for me. Vote for someone who lives in I live and I breathe Central. I want to see our Central area vibrant and livable and safe. And I understand the issues. I live them every day. And I'm the right person to actually get in there and and talk and be the voice for our area. Yeah. Yeah. Vote for Hayley Guglietta. Guglietta.